Hi, I'm Laura Avery, the Santa Monica Farmers Market Supervisor, and welcome to Cooking with the Farmers Market, where we're going to show you how to cook delicious food with fresh, locally grown ingredients from the farmers market. Shopping at the farmers market eliminates the need for packaging, helps to avoid costly processed food, and provides you with hundreds of options for adding fresh fruits and vegetables to your menu. Joining me today are farmer Jerry Rutiz from Arroyo Grande and Amelia Saltsman, author of the Santa Monica Farmers Market Cookbook, who will talk about how they work together to create 3 seasonal dishes from ingredients grown on Jerry's farm. Welcome, Jerry and Amelia. How are we going to get this started today?
Well, thanks for having us, Laura.
So fun to have you.
Well, we're going to start with a hearty vegetable stew. And basically everything from this stew, just about everything in this stew, it comes from produce from Jerry's farm.
And Jerry's up in Arroyo Grande, and that's Central Coast?
Yes, Central Coast,
So
California.
what's the weather like up there?
Hopefully raining.
Hopefully raining. We need more rain. That's so true.
So we're going to get started. By making lots of wonderful layers of flavor. So this is a greens, beans, and butternut squash and carrot stew.
Okay.
Very robust, lots of flavors, lots of contrast. And so it's always important to start by building flavor. I'm putting in about a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil.
Now, do we have an idea of these portions, how many people we're going to be feeding with this today?
Absolutely. 6 to 8 people.
6 to 8.
Hearty, yes,
Okay,
yes.
big group.
So we're going to start with Swiss chard. So Jerry, you've got things to say about Swiss chard, I know. But I've got the stems here and the onions. So I'm going to get those going while we talk about our ingredients.
Okay, now I noticed that you put the olive oil in a cold pan. It isn't necessary to turn the pan on, get it hot, then pour in the oil. You just start it all at the same time.
We warmed it a little bit.
Okay.
We did warm it a little bit.
Alrighty.
And in the interest of layering flavor, we're going to add a little bit of our salt to start. So it's always good to add as you go.
Okay. Now, getting the chard off the stem, couple things. There's a lot of really healthy leafy greens. Some of them you can eat the stem, some of you can't. How do you know the difference?
Well, let's show everything. Jerry, show everything we've got.
Well, this is our chard that we grow on our farm, and we call this rainbow colored chard. And as you can see, you have various different colors, reds, oranges, yellows, and they taste pretty much all the same. But the fun thing is when you're cooking with them and eating them, you get some colorful selections in your food.
Right,
so
like you can see in our pan right here. We've got this wonderful, all these stems. But let's show them how we got to this place.
So you can take you want to separate the green leafy portion from the rib.
Do you want to try to?
Yeah, I love doing this. I find if you fold it first and then kind of get at it like this. A lot of people just lay it down and cut it, which is a whole step.
Too much work.
So this is a farmer trick. Some farmer taught us this once upon a time.
And you just
so whatever is left is going to be tender enough to leave in the leafy part, right? This is so great. But you save these. That's what's in there.
Yeah. That's what's in here because Swiss chard, the stems are really wonderful, and we just can chop them
all the way down to the end. It isn't like you have to,
Right, so we're going to chop them just like we did celery, the way you would celery.
Smells so
and
good.
Just throw those in. Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome.
And then we're going to, with the leaves, we're going to put as many, I'm always looking for ways to make cooking as easy as possible and as efficient as possible. So I rolled up as many leaves as I could, and I'm going to cut them crosswise into nice strips that we're going to add to the stew in a few minutes. Right?
So first step is onions and chard stems.
Right, so we're building in a nice bit of flavor,
a little salt, olive oil.
Right,
let's
Jerry, you want to finish chopping those and just add that to there?
And who doesn't know what a butternut squash is? Butternuts are great because, now these are peeled, right?
Yes.
You do peel it, okay.
So we're going to also use...
And I see carrots. It's butternut and carrots, okay.
Yes, because Jerry grows amazing carrots and squash.
Famous for the carrots, and even though those carrots look thick, they are very sweet and tender. And I think a lot of people
We call these our châtenay carrots.
Châtenay.
And
Yeah.
they're not the long, skinny carrots. These are actually short, fat carrots.
Yeah.
And the bigger they get, the sweeter they are.
That is like opposite what most people would think of in carrots. I think
Right.
people all want those little tiny tender ones, but these are so sweet.
They
This-
are so,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
sweet.
they're
And
good.
it's just an old variety. It's
Yeah.
been growing for 100 years already, and they're just a good eating carrot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
As a cook, I can say that's something I really, really like about shopping at the farmer's market is those varieties that are grown for flavor because they're sweet first. Butternut squash, so it's easy to peel.
Right.
Just
The
with a
peels,
vegetable
yeah.
peeler.
Can I have one of these?
So we've gone ahead and peeled them and cut them into stew-like cubes, right? And do you have something to share?
Yes, butternut squash, good to have a shape like this. You don't want to have too long or thin of a neck because that will tend to say that the seed cavity inside might be kind of hollowed out and not as much usable squash. So this is a nice shape, just a little bit tapered, not real large bulbous on the end, and nice tan color. And
smooth.
you want it to be smooth on the outside and heavy for its weight. If you pick one up and it just doesn't feel very heavy, it probably doesn't have much meat on the inside of it.
Okay, but I thought the neck was where there's no seeds, and you kind of wanted a neck.
Well, you
Because
have a
there's that
small
little
neck
seed
here.
cap.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have a small neck.
Okay.
So this is kind of big neck, slim hips is the way I like to do it. All right, so we're
We're
adding
not timing this.
right. So we've let the onions and the stems soften for about
Let me get rid of this.
and for about 5 minutes, and and now we're adding our carrots, and we're going to add a little bit of salt, and then we're going to put our wonderful chard leaves right on top, and they're going to wilt.
I was going to say we're getting a little full here.
They're going to wilt, and we're going to go ahead and cover them. Did you see I added a little salt, so we're letting that go, and
Wait
just
a
go
minute.
ahead and cover.
All right.
All right, and we'll set this aside for now because it's a little bit full. Okay, and we're going to let that go. Now we're going to, when this cooks down a
That
little
smells
bit,
so good.
doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Already, I love that. And now we're going to add beans, some of Jerry's.
Oh, yeah.
This is what we call our
Yeah.
cranberry bean here.
Are
And
they
you
also
can-
called dragon tongue? Or are those different?
Very similar,
Okay.
but this is cranberry. You can see on the outside you have a nice pink color on the pod, and then on
Oh,
the
so cool.
inside
Uh-huh.
you actually have the whitish bean with the pink variation.
And these are slightly dry. You're going to let them dry just a little while. Now, those dried on the plant, or have you picked those and kind of let them dry?
These are
before you-
considered a green shelling bean.
Mm-hmm.
So they are still, if you were to take one of these, you could take a bite out of it and it wouldn't crack your tooth.
Okay.
So it
you-
still is pretty moist. There's a
Uh-huh.
lot of moisture inside, so it hasn't been dried, which
Mm-hmm.
also, it makes it so there's much more flavor in it also, and you don't have to soak it for as long to try to rehydrate it as you would a dry bean.
So it's still a fresh bean.
It still is
Yeah.
considered a fresh
Yeah.
bean.
Yeah, great.
So
Nice.
So what I've done is shelled these beans, and we've cooked them up in some water. Now we're going to add this to our stew. The cooking liquid from the beans is just wonderful. It will enrich the stew, especially when we've got a vegetable stew happening.
And how many, okay, so that's a lot of beans there. How many beans is that? How do you know how many beans to shell for your
Okay,
stew?
so shelling beans don't expand the way dried beans do.
Oh.
So I've been getting about a cup of shelled beans to about a half a pound of
About a half a pound?
of this.
How much
Okay.
are those a pound, Jerry? In the skin.
And the skin's usually about $4 a pound in the pods.
So, you know,
So
I've been
they
to
go a
your-
long ways.
And I have been to your farm, and anybody who's ever picked beans or picked anything, you know, it's a lot of work, and they have to be the right level of maturity. You don't
Yes.
just go through. You got to select pick, and you go through there several times.
Because
to pick
if they're immature, they won't have the color and they won't have the flavor in them.
Right.
So
right.
and then if they go too long, then they become a dry bean, and then
Yes.
you have to go through a whole hydration process.
Right.
So I'm just gonna jump in here and tell you that we're going to flavor our stew with some smoked dried tomatoes and also smoked jalapeno, which becomes a chipotle. So in other words, we are seasoning the dish from ingredients that were processed by the farmer.
And what is the liquid in there?
This is just the soaking liquid, so that's another way
Water?
of flavoring it. Water,
Okay.
that's right. And we're gonna add our beans.
Are these hot?
They've got a warm glow, let's put it that way.
Okay.
Okay, and you can take it out.
On
And
a scale of 1 to 10.
I made some vegetable stock from crops that I bought from the ingredients I bought from Jerry. We're going to have a little bit of vegetable stock, and we're just going to let that simmer while we do our next dish.
So I love the way, now this is all pre-measured, but that looked like about a cup of stock, maybe?
know, maybe.
Water from the beans
and you know
water
what?
from the tomatoes.
It's just food.
Well,
It's
yes.
just food, and it's not a precise science.
Really? Okay, that sounds.
Especially
gets
we're
me
not
off the
baking.
hook. Okay.
All right, so we're just going to let that simmer, and Laura, if you can bring us our Brussels
Cooking
sprouts.
time? Are we setting a timer?
Well, we know that. Just let's take all of that. We need all of this.
Okay. Now, Jerry, is this something you could throw together when you're after a hard day at the farm? Just come on in and throw something like this together? Is this-
Maybe on a Sunday.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe on a Sunday.
Jerry's a great cook.
Yeah.
We have cooked together. Jerry's a great
You guys
cook.
have cooked together a lot.
We
You
do,
have,
we
yeah.
do.
Now,
This
you've
is a
been up to the
natural.
farm to cook, too. You've gone up to
Absolutely.
this farm.
Absolutely.
At the farm, Jerry also has this wonderful farm stand. Couple things about your farm are so great. First of all, you're in the middle of a neighborhood, and your neighbors love you. And everybody comes by, what is it, a couple days a week, and you've got your farm stand, and they buy farm boxes, and the
And
baker
we have all
comes.
kinds of fun things going on all the
Yeah,
time.
it's so fun.
So I'm going to just interrupt for a second, and we've got these gorgeous Brussels sprouts, roasting vegetables. That's our second dish, and it is terrific. It's a terrific technique to bring out flavor, quick technique, and today we're doing Brussels sprouts. Some vegetables do better if they are blanched first. They're a little bit dense, so then they really crisp up nicely in the oven.
These are actually greener than when they were fresh. They
That's
look like
what
to
happens
me.
when you blanch. Blanch
Right,
means
see?
just
Yeah.
boiling in salted
Yes.
water for a couple of minutes and then icing it down. And you'll notice that we're just doing everything right in the pan. Couldn't be easier.
One pan, I love that.
So we did some salt, we did a little olive oil, not a lot.
Can I strain?
And I think, sure. And a little balsamic vinegar, which will make a nice glaze. It's an extra, but it's very nice together. And how about a little pepper?
How long were they blanched? How long did those have
About 2 or 3 minutes
Just
is all.
that's it, literally.
And you can do
Okay.
that ahead, and then hands,
Oh, nice.
and that's it. And these are going to just roast. Jerry, do you want to stick those in the oven for us? No, that'd be great.
Temperature of
You
the
can-
oven?
375. It's going to take about 30 minutes.
You
Oh,
can
really?
see the color difference here between the blanched ones ready to
Yes.
roast
Those
and then
look
here's the raw ones.
Have you peeled off any outer leaves before you blanch them?
Not
do you
really,
do that?
no.
No? Because
No.
these look pretty young and tender, so.
They are.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of our season.
Yeah, oh really?
And
Nice.
luckily not too many bugs yet.
No. Are they sort of aphid magnets, those little Brussels sprouts?
They are.
Like their cousin, the broccoli?
They are, definitely.
Yeah.
But we've figured out a way that we have a small window of opportunity to grow them because we don't use any pesticides.
Right.
We follow organic farming methods.
Right.
And so we're not going to spray anything on them. So what we find is that for harvesting them about mid-November through mid-February, we can get by without having many aphids on them.
Because the aphids are too cold?
They're out of
busy.
their life cycle isn't going on much
Oh.
at that time of the year.
Fantastic.
That'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah.
So,
That-
so that's a good time if you want to buy Brussels sprouts and you want them to be pesticide-free. That's a good time to buy them, middle of winter.
Nice. Middle of winter, okay. Just in time for Thanksgiving.
Right.
So our last dish that we're going to be doing is a salad. So we're doing all of these dishes, one meal, right? And you know, salad is a lot more than just tomatoes, lettuce, and cucumbers. Every season has its great ingredients. So today we've got some of Jerry's wonderful salad greens, and we're going to add to it, we're going to make a fennel, persimmon, and walnut salad. So
Fennel is so good.
I'm going to start on the persimmon, but Jerry, if you want to get a bulb of fennel ready, and so we can be working with that.
Amelia, do I need to stir this stew at any time?
It's good.
Literally, you can leave it alone?
Just let it simmer away. You got
Fantastic.
other things to do.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
All right.
Okay, so you want to take the core out of this fuyu persimmon, right? You can see it here, Laura. You want to show everybody what that looks like?
This is the one that's that you can eat crispy, crunchy like an apple. And it's normally flat, although there is a giant fuyu, which has a more elongated shape, not to be confused with a haichia, which is the one you do not want to eat when it's firm.
Right. Okay, so the trick to having a beautiful persimmon cut is after you core it, cut it vertically in half, and then turn it cut side down and cut crosswise slices.
Now, you're not peeling this.
No.
Okay.
You know, we don't need to peel.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely not.
Sure.
It's so delicious. And persimmons, look, isn't that gorgeous? You get these wonderful seed markings. And persimmons, it's a fruit that has a wonderful sweet, spicy flavor.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're gorgeous.
And we're going to add. We've already cut some and put them in the salad. And now we're going to use some wonderful aniseed fennel, which is great raw and otherwise, and cooked. But today we're going to use it in a salad. And so what you want to do is cut away the
base.
The base, thank
The
you.
stem.
The stem. And then pull off any tough outer leaves and just put that in our compost bowl over there.
Now, would this be something later you would then make a vegetable stock out of? Are you saving all this for throw it in another pot?
You
make
can.
Stock?
Now, fennel is a strong flavor. So one of the things we could do, just one of you want to cut some of these wonderful fennel fronds and throw them into the salad. Here's a scissors if you want to.
Oh, just snip them?
Yeah,
Sure.
here you go.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay? Just cut it in half vertically, and you want to clean it, of course. And we've already cut and prepared some of the fennel.
So this is almost like a dill substitute? I mean,
Exactly.
it's got
It's in the same family as dill.
Oh, it is?
Yes. But
could
just
do
has
fish.
kind of a licorice, a mild licorice
Yeah,
flavor
that's
to it.
fabulous. We're not talking about fish, though. We're talking about
No. So, all right. So I really love this kind of this tool, this kitchen tool. It's called, this is a Japanese mandolin, and what you get are these wonderful, beautiful slivers of our.
You know what I'm smelling now? I'm smelling that smoked pepper and that smoked tomato.
I know, isn't that
smells
gonna be wonderful?
So good, yeah. That is a terrific addition.
Now, one of the things that I like is to dress the salad right in the bowl because life should be easy. And, you know, life is about more than just olive oil. So I think.
No way.
Yeah, it's
Really?
true. So we're going to use a walnut oil from the farmer's market. And you just need a tablespoon or two because really you don't want to overdress the salad. Okay? And we're going to, I love lemon, and I'm going to use this 5-hole zester, and which allows me to get these
fancy.
beautiful curls. And you'll notice that I'm doing it right on top of the,
Yeah, and the
right?
colors are spectacular.
okay?
This is a great compliment to the rainbow chard, all these great colors.
So the essential oils from the lemon rind go right into the salad. Like you can smell it, right?
It's
wonderful.
wonderful, yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And
So it's basically it's all walnut oil, lemon zest,
wanna
and so
do
you
this?
don't need to do that salad dressing with the oil and the vinegar.
No, and you know this is just right. And so Jerry, we're just going to give it a good squeeze into
Okay.
the bowl. So we just want a half, and just a nice pinch. And I like to use a coarse sea salt, which is wonderful in a salad.
Little squeezer?
Yep, give it a good squeeze,
Get all the seeds out, Jerry.
Oh, well.
and maybe a
Makes
little
it
black
interesting.
pepper.
Yes, it does.
You never know what you're going to get
One
in a
lucky
salad.
person gets a seed.
and
Could be you.
some toasted walnuts.
Now, tell us how you toast those.
350 oven. 5 to 10 minutes until they're fragrant.
Ooh,
that's it.
Okay, toss them.
And now we're going to toss the salad. And,
Okay.
all right.
So what's great is the only time we had to use vinegar was on the Brussels sprouts.
Right.
That was just sort of like.
So this is
not for the
everything
salad.
from a, you know, when you have a good farmer's market, you should be able
you need more
to
Fennel?
cook it. Why not? All right. How beautiful is that, right? What do you think? Well done, Jerry.
Well done, Amelia.
Jerry,
All right.
I just grow this stuff. No, it's great. It's really great. I always wonder if farmers actually do have time to cook and really enjoy everything they make. It's been great that the chefs have been coming more and the cooks like Amelia and people who just love to cook, who just inspire you, I'm sure, to not only cook more but grow more.
Yes, and sharing our produce and sharing ideas with people is a big part of the farmers market.
Yes.
I thought I was all thumbs. Turns out they're green.
It feels good to focus on others.
My tax preparation skills are appreciated, and I don't have to wear a tie.
Nothing beats a great hand, except lending one. Be a wise volunteer. Support seniors in maintaining balanced lives. Visit wiseandhealthyaging.org or call 310-394-9871.
I thought I had everything under control. Then, one day, something happened. I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't know there was help. Until someone told me.
Providing access to justice, the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles can help with domestic violence issues, eviction defense, government benefits, immigration, and other civil legal issues.
Even if a signal indicates it's safe to walk, it's never safe unless drivers see you. Last year, 113 pedestrians were injured in Santa Monica. You don't have to go to extremes to get a driver's attention. It just takes a little eye contact. Take the right steps to be safe. Watch the road.
We are back and things are smelling mighty fine, including those Brussels sprouts that have been roasting in the oven. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. I'm closest, so this is what I'm smelling. This is great.
Let's pull the Brussels sprouts
Let's
out
get
and see how
those
they're looking.
Out. Now, how long did those roast, Amelia?
They take about 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay, look at that. Don't touch, it's hot. Yeah.
So what you want to do is get this wonderful, you see all this great caramelization and browning. That is the secret. It concentrates all the natural juices and sugars in the vegetable.
Who knew they were so sweet? Now, did you shake those a couple times, or can they leave just once? Okay,
Yeah,
very
I give
low,
the pan a shake.
low maintenance.
Absolutely,
Okay,
I
great.
think that's it. Low maintenance is the way to go. And and we've got our beautiful salad here, right?
Look
Just
at these
gorgeous.
colors, yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
You know, we eat with our eyes, right?
Eyes first, but then
Yep. We're having a little bit of trouble.
And then the pot itself, as it was simmering, it was like literally we could have walked away. I mean, there was really nothing to do
Well,
as far as tending it or
dinner,
messing with it.
a hearty dinner at home, cooked with farmers market ingredients should be simple.
Yeah.
And it should not, I mean, everybody can cook dinner. And you know what? I would like to just say, this whole meal, 3 full dishes, less than $3.50 a serving.
It's fabulous.
Less than $3.50, right? And about maybe an hour's time.
Totally.
With some of that, as you say, walking away.
Right.
So let's serve up our
Minimal prep too, which I love. Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
So here I've cooked up some wheat berries that we also have been able to get at the farmers market. So a lot of local farmers are growing grains.
They're really getting into it.
They're really getting into everything. And this stew would be great all on its own, but it's really quite lovely. It's quite lovely with a grain. You could use brown rice, you could use farro, you could use quinoa. And isn't that just
so great. Now the little pieces of the pepper and the tomato, the smoked items. Do you actually eat around those, right?
The smoked tomatoes are delicious. That
They're
gives
just
you
totally
that
cooked
depth,
down,
that
yeah.
smoky depth when you've got a vegetarian stew. Can I put that to you?
Sure.
Set aside.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think, again, finishing up our layering, I think that that the last finish.
Turn it off.
There you go. The last finish is right on top. So we think that this is going to go great with limes and, yeah, give it a good squeeze.
A little fresh lime.
Not in your eyes, huh?
Right.
Okay.
Hold your hand up. Yeah.
And
oh, look at
a
that.
little bit of Jerry's wonderful cilantro. So let's dig in, huh?
Now cilantro, Jerry, tell us about cilantro. People either love it or they hate it. It's somebody's favorite condiment or not. So
Well, just don't overuse it.
Don't
just put a
overuse
little
it.
bit in, and then you
So
have
how
a
much?
nice,
I'm a
subtle
medium
taste.
cilantro lover.
Here you go.
I like it and I appreciate it, but I don't want to be overwhelmed. So,
So we'd like
just
to
what are we doing?
take the leaves off
Yeah.
here, separate the leaves from
Like
the
we
stem.
did with the chard, sort of,
Yeah.
just kind of pull them off.
And then
okay.
kind of pull them off, put a little bit in the top.
Tear them up.
Nice garnish.
All right.
Again,
All right, everybody ready?
Wait a second. I'm just getting my garnish.
Oh, you
getting
are
my
so,
garnish
oh,
on
man,
here.
you are
Let me get
really doing a
garnished.
very
Lime cilantro.
okay, tasting time.
Spoon. Oh, this
All
is
right.
so great. Oh, nice. Yes, everything beautifully cooked. Yeah, and the colors and the smells. Oh, my goodness. You know, the lime, I can smell it. Oh, that smells great.
What do you think? And
I never would have known to add a lime to a stew.
oh, why
tell you
not?
the
You know,
truth.
play a flavor profile, right? You could also lemon would be great. A little bit. All right, do you want to
Laura,
taste the
a
salad?
fork?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
And how about those wonderful looking
I want to
Brussels
know how I
sprouts?
get all these flavors on one fork. That is my challenge. I'll stick a walnut on top. Oh, Jerry, you do a salad mix, right? You do the, not so much the baby greens, but you've got these wonderful,
Yeah, we put in
Pre-washed.
winter density lettuce. We put in a red leaf lettuce, and then also red butter leaf lettuce. So
Tell me
just-
what you think.
Okay.
what is winter density?
It's a cross between a butter leaf and a and romaine.
Now you pre-wash that? We can like kind of take it home and just give it a quick little rinse. You do that pre-wash?
Yeah, it still is going to be a little sandy, so we recommend right before you're ready to use it, you wash it again.
Oh, okay. And look at these. Oh my goodness.
You know, I like to serve these as a cocktail snack.
Really? Just as a sort of toothpick thing with a cocktail?
Delicious.
So good. Chewing. So this has been fantastic. This was 3 dishes,
3 dishes.
1 hour, 1 farm, 1
You
chef.
bet.
This is so fantastic. Well, Amelia and Jerry, thank you so much for showing us these recipes that you can make using farmers market ingredients, no matter what your budget. Cooking with the Farmers Market supports California family farms and brings you the best ingredients on earth. Join us again for more Cooking with the Farmers Market.